Hi Poopsies, it's me Tony Bomboni. Welcome back to your ASMR session. Now today I wanted to try something different, something I've featured on my vlogs, and that is these tarot cards deck. Instead of doing a tarot reading, kind of like I did in the roleplay format with the psychic medium videos, but more instead aimed towards you and reading you, the viewer's fortune. And so through this, I'm going to select 3 cards to pick from, and I'm just going to go off based on my intuition, my sensation behind each card, the message that they're trying to get across for you today, okay? So you're going to pick one of 3 cards, one that draws you in, one that pulls you in, that you feel like is trying to tell you something. One card you can pick that draws you in first, or that feels right to you to pick. That is the card that will then show your message for you. So the topic of this video now is, are they over you yet? Okay? Are they still thinking about you? What's going on with them? It can be about a friend, a lover, a family member, etc. Whatever it is meant for you. Okay? Whatever person you're thinking of. It can be the first person you're thinking of right now as I'm speaking about it. Anyone that you're curious to know if they are still thinking about you. Are they still over you yet? Okay? Are they getting over you? Whoever that person may be for you, okay? So like in the vlogs, if you haven't subscribed to my vlog channel already, I do monthly horoscope readings on there, and once in a while I'll pick a card readings, so please subscribe on there. On my second channel, my vlog channel, youtube.com/TonyBomboni, for those videos, okay? For the last 2 months, I've been doing those horoscopes, and they've been doing well so far. So I just want to make sure all of you that are interested in those readings to get on board and go ahead and subscribe on there. So I'm using my new deck, the Tarot de Marseille by Mary Packard. It's a French deck, and I will go into a little bit of explanation behind it. Created in 1709, Pierre Madain's deck of tarot cards is one of the earliest examples of the Tarot de Marseille style, and one of the most beautiful examples of his genre. Mary Packard describes the underlying history of this ancient card game and provides a guide to the rich symbolism inherent in the images of Madain's deck, an introduction to using the tarot to tap into one's inner wisdom, 3 traditional methods to lay out the cards, and sample readings will help readers learn to use the tarot to gain a deeper understanding of their most authentic selves. So I did read this whole book that comes with the cards, because they come with an in-depth explanation of not only each card, but the whole entire deck itself. So you can see part 1 is the history, and they just go on and on about where these cards come from, where they originate from, in those, what is to us ancient times, ancient history. And they used to use these cards as playing cards, like a playing deck, but now they use them for reading into not only the future, but to kind of give you advice for your life. I don't like when there's a misconception behind what these cards are trying to give to you. Like, some people may think per se that they don't like to know what their future is. They'd rather just let it happen. That's fine if you do, but this is more of a guidance for how to get you to where you need to go in life. This is not something meant to necessarily exactly predict what is going to happen tomorrow, okay? So that's often a misconception behind tarot or Lenormand decks. So here is the card deck. It's in this black cloth. I love this fabric so very much. I just love this sound it makes. Just want to give you a few seconds of that. So I love pick-a-card readings. I watch them religiously, and they're accurate pretty much every single time. There's so many talented tarot readers out there. It just blows my mind, and I don't think I've ever seen an ASMR pick-a-card. So I waited so long until it felt right to do, and now it finally just feels right to do. So I think that's when the universe is trying to tell me to get the message across to someone maybe that needs it. Maybe one of you poopsies watching is needing some help. So, okay. So I'm going to use the book for reference. I do pretty much have an understanding of half these cards. I'm still trying to learn because this is a new deck. And once in a while, every few months, I do want to buy a new deck that feels right to me. This one drew me in instantly at the bookstore, and I just got it because it felt right. So I just love this container. It opens up like this, and I put the purple cloth inside. Just wanted to spend some extra time on this because this card deck really truly is so amazing. The deck of tarot cards created by master card maker Pierre Medin in 1709 is considered to be among the most beautiful examples of its genre. It is also one of the earliest examples of the style that came to be known as Tarot de Marseille. Among the style's shared features are subjects derived from the era's well-known cosmic, religious, and cultural images, and trump cards printed with Roman numerals and French titles and stylized Latin fonts. Of all the Tarot de Marseille decks produced over the last 300 years, Medin's cards continue to stand out for their jewel-like colors, delicate fluid lines, and wealth of details. Included in this kit are 78 authentically recreated tarot cards, 144-page book describing the history behind the cards and instructions on how to use the cards to gain insights into one's life. Elegant storage box, velvet pouch to protect and safely store tarot cards, and purple satin tarot cloth. So again, these cards are meant to guide you, and they're for entertainment purposes, okay? They're no guarantee to look into your life, so I honestly forget to mention that when I do these kind of videos, you know. I know a lot of my vlog channel people was waiting for me to do ASMR on this deck. And I apologize for the wait, but again, I only do something when it feels right, okay? When the time is right and ready. That's when I feel strongly, a strong willpower to do something. Now, I don't know if I want to put this cloth right now because I do need to shuffle the deck, and that's kind of gonna mess with the cloth. But we'll see. We'll just see, okay? I love the purple. It's a color of mystery and magic. It's just perfect for this deck. Okay, so here are the cards. Very elongated. And the typical colors in these decks of cards is white, nude-colored, yellow, blue, red, and green. So those are the 6 colors they used in this deck, okay? And each color has a different meaning behind the cards. Like white would be purity of the Lord and the light. Flesh-colored, human-like instincts, grounding energies. Green, the nature, the primitive, the wealth among us. Yellow can be a sense of royalty, power, money, and stability. The red is, in a sense, how would you say it? It's very hard to describe. I'll get back to that. But the blue is of the spirit, spirituality, your higher self, your higher good. Red is one of those like mixed meanings. I do want to say it's like something you need to focus on, or internal battle or struggles, or it's like one of those extra. It's hard to explain. It can be bad, but it can also be like a warning, like a sign of what's to come. That's kind of one of those. It's very hard to explain. It has multiple meanings. It's just one of those things. Okay, so. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle the deck, and then we're going to lay out the 3 cards, and I'll get started, okay? Alright, so let's look into this. So I'm just going to shuffle it how I normally do. And we're going to see what this means. Oh, and as soon as I started shuffling, there was loud thunder. Sometimes I wonder whether I should edit out the thunder, but I heard it gives some people relaxation and peace, so to know that it's gonna rain, so yeah. I like to keep it in unless it jolts you awake. A sign from above that this is the right time and there's going to be a strong and powerful message for you up ahead. So let's see what the spirits have to say to you today. Just kind of like to naturally let it float as I shuffle. Let the message come through on its very own for those of you watching. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to tell us today. Okay. Thank you, universe, for bringing about the proper message through these cards for my poopsies, angels, subscribers. Let me know what they have to look into, look forward to, and if this person or persons are or is over them and what they're thinking about them. So we're going to start off with card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Okay? So, normally some people like to have like crystals or rocks or different objects, like little trinkets, laying amongst the card. I'll do that next time if I do one of these videos again, which I most likely will because I enjoy it. But yeah, just pick what draws you in, what feels connected to you and right for you. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so take your time, pause the video if you must, and pick and choose whatever the proper message is for you. Okay. Alright, so take your time. Okay, so let's get started. I'll put a timetable below for you to scroll through your part, or you could just listen to all of them. And by the way, there's no limitation to these. If you pick 2 cards, if you pick 3 cards, whatever and however many draws to you, that's the message for you. It does never have to be just one. Okay? Okay. So this one is Valet de Denier in reverse. Okay. I'm trying to see which is best the, what's it called? I have to look again in the book. It's okay, that's why we have the book. The Knave of Coins. I was going to say Knight, but this one, in this case, is the Knave. So, I'll kind of just give you my wording and message behind it, what I think it represents, and then I'll read directly from the book. So, I see you're very grounded at the feet, sturdy. You have the blue, the yellow, and the green. Let's flip it the right side up just so you kind of see and get a message there. All right. And the coin is at your foot side, which means stability, okay? You're holding up the coin with such affirming confidence. And you just feel like you have everything at your side you need. You're holding your yellow belt there, which is you're tightly secured. Either you're secured financially or you're just secured within yourself and how you feel. I think it's more how you feel because you're stepping along the blue landscape there. Okay. Your skin is white in color, so it looks to me like you feel pure inside. You feel at ease. You're adorned with the proper colors, the balance of life: red, yellow, green, blue. Okay. So, for me, I personally feel as if you are moved on. You are no longer thinking much of anything of this person, but they're still there. They're lurking nearby. They're still hoping for something to happen with you. They're still thinking things will work out, but you're so far off that now. It's probably not even wise to get back with this person because they will just kind of bring you down. They used to do that a lot to you, and they might do that again. And it's not that it took you so long to get over this person. It's just you don't want to bother putting yourself through that situation again to where you have to face them, confront them, and deal with them and handle the problems that come along with them. Either they shared a lot with you and they kind of brought you down, or you feel like you are far off from their state. Like sometimes you'd rather go out and have fun, and then they just want to be at home and just like in bed and just feeling sad or sorry for themselves, and almost feel as if you no longer were a part of that or associated yourself with that energy. So you finally decide to let go and move on. So that's what is best for you. So yeah, let's look what the book has to say. Their description is the fact that the title is printed at the side rather than at the bottom, meaning the title the title of the name Valet de Denier is a clue that this is a card that places value on nonconformist ideas. Although there are two coins in the scene rather than one, the knave only seems to be aware of the one he holds. His feet point in two different directions as if he's not sure of how to proceed. Okay, you see his feet? Yeah. Hidden riches may await him, but he's uncertain of his path. Has his ambivalence caused him to overlook past treasures as well? So in the reverse, it signifies immature, lacking in commitment and follow-through, impractical, unsound financial planning. So, again, I was just giving you my description of it as I saw it, but in a sense, in my description and a mix of the book's description, overall, they're describing the person that you were with or around or associated yourself with at the time, they were bringing you down. They were down themselves, and you don't want to go back to that, in a sense, immature values and ways and outlook and meaning on life. You've moved on. You've evolved. Do they think of you? Yes, but in an emotional stance, they're just trying to bring you down. So, would you move on? Yes, definitely. Good for you. Okay. So card number 2. If you picked card number 2, we have the 7 of Cups in upright. This one's easy to tell upright because the cups are facing up. Now, I did also mention the reason they state that the name was on the side rather than the bottom is because left to right, these cards have different meaning. Left is past, right is future. So you're looking and moving toward a future, literally making a name for yourself. And this person would have brought you back here. So the pentacles in the left back, they're the heavy weight. These are almost like paperweights trying to bring you down. And you're looking in the past. There's no denial of that. You're tempted, but your feet are facing planted both ways because you're still unsure. You could still choose to walk this way or this way, regardless of where you face it or your stance. So that's just the direction this figure is facing kind of proves it proves that they are thinking of you, in fact, because you're still drawn to that. You're still connected, and they definitely are as well. So yeah, that just explains it furthermore for you card number 1 readers. Sorry for jumping through. I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, 7 of Cups. Let's look at the meaning behind this. We have reds, yellows, and blues only. No nature, no groundedness, no down to earth stuff. This is linked to family. The last one was more linked to friend and relationship. So this is either family or something you care about. Hey, it could even mean like an animal you gave away. Like, I know that sounds bad, but I feel like that's one of you, so I'm trying to get a message across for as many of you as I can. But even animals think about us, okay? But for me, I don't know. I feel like this is somewhere in between. There's a balance of forces at hand. Sometimes they do think of you, sometimes they don't. And same with you, like, it's not like obsessive. It's just like you kind of get thoughts about them, but not in an emotionally attached state. You know, maybe it's been quite a while since you've interacted with them. So we'll see. So 7 of Cups upright is adept at maintaining close social relationships while retaining one's own individuality, good at setting boundaries. I knew that had something to do with that, you see, because it's kind of like the thing I brought up with sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I saw this instantly. There's 3 and 3, and there's 1 in the middle, so it's balancing the scales here. So it's kind of like you're on your own here in the center of the crowd. Here's the people you socialize with, and then there's you, and then you're just neutral. You could do with or without these people, and you would still have a fulfilled and happy life and be satisfied. So overall, you and you think about them and they think about you equally as much as anyone thinks about any past memory. Like, you could think about them once every few weeks or months or years, and they'll just randomly cross your mind. Do you think about each other religiously? Absolutely not. you weren't even that close to begin with, and it's up to you to bring them back into your life, and it's really up to them. They may either approach you or you approach them first. But I'm not seeing anything dedicated as far as they're really that into you or thinking of you in depth. So for this, I'm getting a clear and solid no. That's kind of the first message I saw to begin with, just looking at this. Anything with cups or strictly coins is usually a no, depending on their feeling explanation behind them. So that's card number 2. Alright, so yeah, are they over you? Oh yeah. Like they've moved on, like it's been too long. That's what I'm getting out of this. Okay. Now, if you picked both cards, or if you picked this one, and this one ends up being yes, like it could just mean sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're tempted, and sometimes they're like, I'd rather not approach them. Card 3. Oh, we have the 2 of Batons, and I have to check out if this is upright or reverse, because it's very hard to tell. There's no label on these cards. I do have to eventually go back and mark them, like with a marker, like with a dot on the top to notify me which one is upright, which one is not. So I'm going to have to check into that. One moment here. 2 of Batons. So this flower on the top is this one has yellow, this one doesn't. Okay, so this is in reverse. So let's see what message I'm getting across here. We have the yellow, blue, and red. Yet again, just like in the cups. But I'm getting this could mean relation because it's 2. Usually when you have 2, it signifies a couple. So that's more for the couples here, or someone wanting to get in a relationship again after a while. Maybe you're thinking about an ex again. Let's see here. I see a little white too at the stem. So purity, perfection. I see a good match of duality. Good equal tide of forces. A clear, solid yes for this one. You two think about each other equally at all times, constantly. You can't get rid of the thought of them. You're holding on, and you're very, very close to being with them again. And it's almost like a clear, resounding yes. Like you don't even think about whether you should or shouldn't. You just do and kind of go with the feeling of it. So let's see. 2 Batons in reverse. Unexpected defeat when an unforeseen obstacle presents itself. So, okay. I, again, just gave you the definition of the card itself, but mixed with my opinion and the reversal meaning. Be careful, because you got rid of this person, or they got rid of you before, for a reason. Now, unless that reason gets fixed, it may not work out, because then you're repeating history and you have to learn your lesson again. So make sure you've completely solved your past situation before moving on to being with this person again. I understand sometimes people need breaks from each other. They really, truly do love each other, but in this case, I am seeing a clear, solid, resounding yes as far as I'm thinking about you, but make sure before you jump into any hasty decision that you've solved all your situations which caused you two to separate in the first place first. That's your number one priority, because that will cause you two to tear apart again and maybe never even come back, and then end up in a situation where you don't even think about each other anymore. So, yeah, they do care about you. They like you a lot. They still think about you constantly, but is it worth fighting for? Is it worth getting back to? Maybe. If you're willing to try, make it happen, and vice versa to them. And if they're willing to learn and correct from their mistakes, maybe so. That's something you two have to communicate and agree and decide upon. But I see nothing but good things for you. Okay? So that was the reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like I got the message that needed to come across for some of you. And so I will speak to you guys in the next one. Please be sure to subscribe, like, share, playlist, comment. Check out social medias below and Patreon. And I will speak to you in the next one. Bye, poopsies.